Austin was cool. Pretty much right away, kind of found some people who are also making stuff. Eric Archer, doing Grendel and other synths and stuff, and then John Mike, who did Bleep Labs. So we three got together and kind of made a little club, original designs that people could build, newbies, total soldering newbies could build in an hour. And they're supposed to be business card size and cost less than $35 in parts. And like we were like each gonna do one a month and just rotate around. Alyssa helped organize that whole thing happening, and it was a cool scene. Church of the Friendly Ghost like hosted it, and then we were Handmade Music Austin was the thing, and then the things we were called Space Rockers, I think. I don't know if that name stuck. We had the Tri-Wave, and I would consider that a synthesizer. It has 2 VCOs and 3 LFOs in variable wave shapes and things. And like, even though we wouldn't have been in the synthesizer category and on a website, it was still like, I don't know why that's not synthesis. The thing that happened in Austin is we started making these big boxes, like 19-inch square, and bigger sometimes. That was like a bunch of different effects, but they were all like hard wired in there with patch points. So we were making like a synth, and people would want, some like effects and then some like synth components. Like the Tri-Wave was our VCO, LFOs all over the place, and you'd patch them together, and there was some modulation bus stuff going on. And every single one of those was like super custom. Like I'd worked with the person for months probably, just like going, sketches, designs. Those were, essentially, like, I think that was the gateway to our doing modular synthesis, because like that is, it's a semi-modular, you can't like move the pieces around, but they're each, it's designed to be patched. Josh at Big City Music was working there, and they were buying our pedals, and they were one of our bigger pedal dealers at the time. He saw that we were doing this like crazy semi-modular thing, and he's like, "You guys should check out Eurorack." And I'm like, I don't have the money for that. It's an expensive thing. Like it was so like obscure too, but it looked awesome. I'd love to. And he's like, "I'll send you a case." So he sent us a case on loan with a bunch of Dofer stuff in there, or maybe it was Analog Solutions AS in there, and I was like, boom. Oh, it was lab equipment. That was the switch. We decided we wanted to try some Eurorack stuff, and the first thing was we just converted our guitar pedals to Eurorack, because I think we're not the only ones that thought that would be a good idea. It was a terrible idea. Yeah, the clock thing was like, I was kind of blown away that you couldn't do polyrhythms very easy there. You had to use like a massive like trigger sequencer. I was talking to one of our dealers, and they were like, no, it's impossible. You can't do like odd divisions and multiplications of clocks and things. And I was like, yeah, you can. I did it in Andromeda and Space Rockers. My project there was a baseline generator, and you could just do a different division, or have it go twice as fast or half as slow, or 3 or 8 or 7. The guy from Plan B told me it's not possible. I was like, okay, well, it is, and I think it'd make really good music. So we made the RCD, because it's very simple actually when you're using a digital chip. I think it's not possible to do, it's not easy to do in like PLLs and analog realm, and like CMOS logic is a little bit more tricky to do it, but even then it's not that hard. I used to play the hand drum a lot in St. Louis, djembe, and polyrhythms are that's like what makes it really cool. So being able to do that in modular was just like, oh yeah, I need to do this. Wait, you can't do this? And it's so simple. So I took the ABG clock division, clock multiplication thing, made it into the RCD first, and then which is the clock divider, and then the SCM, the clock multiplier right there. The rotation thing was just, I don't know, I had a space for another jack. Like, wouldn't it be cool if you could change the division amount for a given output, but then there's only space for one jack, so which output would it be? And then I was like, how about all of them? It's really a really cool compositional tool, because you can just like break everything and start over. If you're stuck, change all your rhythms. It's not a sequencer in the sense of step sequencer, but it's a mathematical sequencer. It's reproducible and deterministic, yet also gives you a bunch of surprises. Like, that sounds cool, and wiggle your knobs around until it does.